Hey everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome to BecomingBest.com. This is my weekly update for the 13th to the 19th of October 2017. So in this episode, we are going to be talking about and looking at the rankings and how they've changed this week. Now, I haven't had any tournaments that will affect the rankings, so my ELO will be the same, but there may just be some movements in the rankings there. We'll then talk about the practice that I've done this week, and we'll talk about my skills and how I think they're evolving, and we'll finish off on a quote. I did have a tournament yesterday that will affect next week's rankings, but I'll talk about that in the next video. So let's get started and go ahead and have a look at the rankings, which I have not actually looked at yet. So let's zoom in a bit here. We are looking for Macca on here. We can see Scared has moved up one. Scared has been doing really well. He's a good friend of mine, so it's great to see him pushing up there. Let's scroll down. Brad, Jin, Cub T, Macca. Here we are. We are 76th. So we have moved up 3 spots. As you can see, our ELO is the same at 1597, so 1597. But we've moved from 79th to 76 in Australia, which is some good progress there. Happy with that. Obviously, there hasn't been a change, so this stuff is kind of arbitrary, but it's still good to track and fun to track anyway. All right, we've now got Queensland and how we're going in Queensland. And we can see down here, I have moved to 17th place in Queensland. So someone has dropped off the list from inactivity. And I don't know who that person is. I'm not sure who dropped off the list. So someone's dropped off and I've moved up a spot as a result. So we're now 17th in Queensland. So well within that top 20 framework or top 20 goal that we had. And we're now aiming for top 50 in Australia. And that's what we're working towards. So what do we need to get to reach top 50? So 50th is Davox at 1828, so 1828. And I am 1597. So almost 1600, and he's 1828. So we've got about 240 ELO to gain in order to reach that top 50 in Australia spot. So that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. Always my focus is on the practice that I'm doing, the skills that I'm trying to improve, and it's not actually on these rankings and these performances, but I do like to track it more from a broader storyline perspective and to see how I improve over time. But this is not where my focus is and what I actually care about. I care about practicing, I care about getting better, and eventually I want to be one of the best in Australia anyway. All right, so that is our rankings. No huge changes this week. Moved up 1 spot in Queensland, moved up 3 spots in Australia, and we will have an update next week after the tournament that was last night goes through. So, all right, now let's go ahead and have a look at the training that I have done this week from the 13th to the 19th. So I actually started out really good. On the 13th, I did 4 hours and 20 minutes. Followed by 2 hours and 20 minutes, followed by 3 hours and 40 minutes, followed by another 2 hours and 55 minutes. So I had 4 really good days of solid practice that I felt was really helping. So I did some gameplay analysis in there. I did a lot of practice Fox tech chasing him on platforms. So learning about the tech chase animations and getting really into that to be able to react to it, as well as improving my wave dash movement and all of that sort of stuff. And so had a few really good realizations this week and got some good practice in those 4 days. Then my dad actually came up to visit, and so I was able to get an hour and a half in on the 17th, but on the 18th and 19th, I didn't get any time done at all. So that means if we're going to hit our 70 hours goal of practice this month, we need to do 2 hours and 45 minutes a day for the next 11 days of the month. So it's Friday today, could potentially get that done today, but then we're going into the weekend with the kids. I've got my anniversary as well coming up, so chances of hitting that 70-hour goal probably isn't realistic at the moment. But something that is exciting is that in September we did 36.33 hours, So in September we did that, and in October we've already gone past that. So we've done 37 hours in October. So we're doing better than we did in September, where we had that month where I really had a decent break from Melee. I guess I wouldn't call it decent. I had a few days off because the kids were on school holidays. So it's exciting to see that my practice hours are getting up there, and they definitely make a huge difference to my skill levels. So in terms of skill, I feel I have really improved quite significantly in certain areas. So my wave dashing ability is really coming along, and this is something that I've been practicing a lot, and it's something that's starting to get quite sharp. It's starting to get crispy. It's starting to get fast. And one of the big realizations that I had this week is that Jigglypuff, the character that I play, is considered quite a slow character. But I realized that after playing some low tiers just for fun, some bad characters, I realized that Jigglypuff can actually be quite a fast character with these fast wave dashes and things like that. Jigglypuff can actually move quite well and much better than I ever thought or expected. And so I'm excited to explore that more and to see that come out in my game more in the future. So wave dashing, I was really improving that. I've started working on reading and reacting to Fox's tech options. So this is when you play against Fox and he hits the ground and he either misses tech or he techs in place or he tech rolls. There's different animations for everything. You can react to a lot of these situations and get a free rest, which is a one-hit kill that my character has. And so I've been spending quite a few hours this week working on reacting to that, really learning to recognize the different animations. And I haven't made enough progress. I started to recognize things, and I'm kind of consciously starting to get competent at it, but it's got a long way to go before it's something that I can recognize really quickly, unconsciously, react to it, and get the optimal punish, get the rest for it. So it's improving, but I'm going through this phase where I'm doing this practice and it's really frustrating to do this, to work on something new, to work on something that I can't yet do, and something that's not just going to be easy, it's something that's going to take time to get good at. And so it's really frustrating to do this, and I need to focus, I need to sit there and do it to get better at it, but I can't do it. I get frustrated with myself. So it's been really difficult doing that, but I know that this is something that you need to do if you want to get better. So I've been trying, I've been working at it, trying to get better. So I guess they're the two skills that I really worked on. And to finish off with a quote, it comes from the book Legacy, which is about the New Zealand All Blacks. And one of the quotes from there says, "The best sports people in the world practice more than they play." And this kind of goes in line with, I'm reading the autobiography of Maria Sharapova, the tennis player, who at one time was the best in the world. She's won all the Grand Slams, won Wimbledon when she was 17. But she was saying in her book that she always practices much harder than she plays. And because she does that, games and the actual matches she plays are like a nice break for her. So she trains harder than she actually plays on the day. And so I'm going to take that idea into my training in this coming week, that I'm going to train harder than I play in tournament. So when I'm playing in tournament, that it is a break for me. So that completes the weekly progress update for the 13th to 19th of October. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the tournament that I just hosted last night, Up Smash, which was my first ever tournament. No, it's my first ever Up Smash. I used to host tournaments on the Gold Coast. It's my first one in Brisbane. We had a great turnout. 23 people turned up, where previously weeklies have been getting like 10, 12 people. Monthlies have been getting about 16 people. So this was quite a large tournament for the Queensland scene, 23 people. It's the biggest that we've had in a while. So it's really exciting to see a tournament that I run get this many people, and hopefully we can continue to grow it. And so I'll talk about that in the next episode. But that's it for today. Until next time, go out there and do what it takes to become the best, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do.